because the way you define God doesn't sit well with what we see around us. So this is the atheistic's challenge. You must take them, don't be frightened. Your religion is going to disappear if you challenge it. It's nice to explore these things without getting frightened. So here is the atheistic lobby. And of course the people you'll meet are people like, say, Richard Dawkins, very famous with God delusion. This is his argument. Or people in the humanist lobby. Humanists are lovely human beings, but we don't like God issue. We don't like religion. We don't like God. We just want to be good human beings. And we don't believe in a God. We don't think there's a God, in fact. So that's called atheism. And this is the biggest reason they give is suffering. And you can see why. Even I would say, oh dear, this is terrible. See, you have to think like that. And then I said the second bunch of people you're going to meet are agnostic. Agnostic means saying we don't know. Now be very careful. There are two ways of defining an agnostic. You can say people who say we don't know, so we are ignorant about it, so we just can't say there's a God or there is no God. And there's a second bunch of more better thinkers who say you cannot actually ever, in the normal way that you can say I know this bag or I know this carpet or I know this tree, in the same way you will never be able to know God in the same manner. This is another kind of agnostic. It means it is not knowable in the normal sense, like I see this tree and the wood and house and all that. In the same way I can never see God. So these are called agnostic, who said God can never be known in the normal sense of the word. This is the more mature agnostic. So you got two kinds of agnostics. Ones who say we don't know because we have not investigated it, we don't know enough about it. There's one kind of agnostic saying I don't know. The more serious one says actually you will never be able to know God in the same way as you can see the tree and the house and so on. These are the more mature agnostics. So this is the second bunch of people. Then we got the third bunch of people who say we are believers. And the word we use is theistic, means they believe in a theos, an almighty God. These are the believers, the third group of people. Now a tussle always arises between the three groups trying to say who is right. The atheist saying no God, agnostic saying we can never be sure and we can never see God in the normal way as you see the world. And the theists who say oh no, there is definitely a God. How do you resolve three different groups of people sitting side by side? Now you see, this is where Hinduism flies its flag. It comes out very, very mature, very honest, and it gives marvelous interpretation of why you have these three camps of people and how you reconcile them. Hinduism is a very mature religion. So before I even explore and show you where Hinduism comes in, I'm going to now show you the various arguments offered by various groups to prove their point of view. So the atheistic argument is very blatantly saying suffering, this is the problem. So either your God is not compassionate or is not all powerful or something is wrong here, because you can't have an all powerful, all compassionate God and all the suffering at the same time. Something has gone wrong. So they are challenging your concept of God. This is what they are doing in a way. So what are the various arguments they offer? The atheist will say suffering is the biggest argument, so we don't believe in God, and there is no empirical evidence, means evidence like I can see, feel like that about God, so I don't believe in it. This is their challenge. Now we look at the various arguments offered by the theistic lobby, means people who want to believe in God, to try and counter them. You see how far they manage, they succeed, or where they fail, and where Hinduism comes in. You'll be surprised. Hinduism is a very well thought out religion. These challenges don't bother it. It is used to these challenges and it will respond in a very powerful way. You'll see how as we go along. So first of all, the theistic lobby will say, the reason we can be sure about God is, look, don't you see? You look around the universe. Everything happens because there is a cause behind it. The reason why I'm here is because the British Rail or the overground train brought me here and you collected it from the station. Everything had to combine together for me to be sitting here and talking to you. And things started a long way back, when my father got married to my mother, so it started a long way back. But all these things had to combine together for me to be here.